Welcome to this session. And this session we introduce the first method of solving quadratic equations, the so-called the factorization method. Now, steps. So steps to follow. So given a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus equals to 0. One, define or find the product P given by P equals to coefficient of x squared A times constant term C. So that's what we call product. And then 2, define or find the sum S given by S is simply B, the coefficient of this variable raised by 1. So coefficient of X. And then number 3, find two numbers, say B1 and B2, such that B1 plus B2 gives the sum, and B1 times B2 gives the product. And then note these numbers B1 and B2 are easily obtained by listing both positive and negative factors of P, that the product, and then picking the appropriate pairs pair for sum and product given. And then once we have the B1 and B2, number 4, rewrite the quadratic form, the quadratic equation as ax squared plus bx plus c equals to ax squared plus b1x plus b2x plus c equals to 0. So once you have successfully done this, then you will be able to pair this first two terms, and then these are the two terms, and then 5, factorize each pair, then use the zero product property of real numbers to solve the equation. Now, this leads us to define what we mean by the zero product property of real numbers. The zero product property of real numbers. So this states that if A and B are real numbers, and the product A of and B is 0, then A equals to 0 or B equals to 0 or both A equals to 0 and B equals to 0. Now, let's demonstrate how to solve quadratic equations by this method. Factorizers. So we start by solve the following. By factorization method. So the first one, A x squared minus or plus x minus 6 equals to 0. Now in this case, product is given by 1 coefficient of x squared is 1 times the c is minus 6, so which is minus 6. Sum is a coefficient of x, which is 1, and then numbers, two numbers whose product is minus 6 and sum is 1. This is easily how you find it. So the product is minus 6. So you write all the factors of minus 6. We have 1 plus or minus 1. Then we have 2 plus or minus 2. Then we have 3 plus or minus 3. And then we have 4. We have 6 itself plus or minus 6. And then you say minus 6 is the same as 1 times positive 6 or times minus 6, or minus 1 times 6, or I can get it by saying minus 2 times 3 or 3 times minus 2. Now, once you have gotten these pairs that gives you the product from the factors of the product, then start eliminating those ones which doesn't give you the sum. So 1 plus minus 6 is minus 5. So minus 5 is not 1. So 1 and minus 6 cannot be the numbers. Minus 1 and 6, minus 1 plus 6 is positive 5. positive 5 is not 1 as the sum should be. So we eliminate this. So minus 1 and 6 cannot be the numbers. And then minus 2 plus 3 is positive 1. So this is what will work. 3 plus minus 2 is minus 1, not 1. So this will not work. So we find that the numbers will be negative 2 and 3. So we use this negative 2 and 3 to rewrite this middle term. So therefore we'll have x squared. Now, instead of writing x, we'll write minus 2x and then plus 3x minus 6 equals to 0. And then next step, do the pairing, this first two and this last two. So common here is x into x minus 2 plus common here is 3 into x minus 2 equals to 0. And whenever you do this factorization, always these two brackets will have the same values and even the signs. So then take this x join to positive 3 and then take one of the f brackets, x minus 2 equals to 0. Now using the zero product property of real numbers, it means that each of these products is either 0 or all of them are 0. So this implies x plus 3 is equals to 0 or x minus 2 is equals to 0. So here when you solve, x will be minus 3 or at this point x will be positive 2. So therefore the answer to the given quadratic equation is x equals to minus 3 or x equals to minus 2. All these two answers should be given. Appetizer number 2, we have x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equals to 0. Now you start by defining the product solution. Product is given by a times c, and a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, times c is a constant term, which is minus 8. This should give us minus 8. Sum is the b, which is coefficient of x, which is 2. So we need to get the numbers. So to get the numbers, you don't struggle. Just write the product and list its factors. So factors of minus 8 are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, and then plus or minus 8 itself. And then once you have listed all the factors of the product, you rewrite that product as a pair of those factors. So if I pick 1, I need to multiply by minus 8 to get minus 8. If I pick negative 1, I need to multiply by positive 8 to get minus 8. If I pick 2, I need to multiply by minus 4. If I pick minus 2, I need to multiply by positive 4. So these are the only pairs that will give me the product minus 8. And then you ask yourself, out of these pairs that are giving the product minus 8, which of them will give you a sum of 2? So 1 plus minus 8 is minus 7, so this cannot work. Minus 1 plus 8 is 7. 7 is not the same as 2, so this will also not work. And then 2 plus minus 4 is minus 2, so this cannot work. Minus 2 plus 4 is positive 2, and so this is a pair that will work. So therefore the numbers negative 2 and then 4. So I will write this quadratic as x squared minus 2x plus 4x. Now we are using these two numbers to write the middle term, and then minus 8 is equals to 0. So you pair this first and this last two. So common here is x into x minus 2 plus common here is 4 into x minus 2 equals to 0. So we'll have x plus 4, and then x minus 2 equals to 0. So this implies that either x plus 4 is 0 or x minus 2 is 0. This is a zero product property of real numbers. So this will give us x equals to minus 4 or x equals to positive 2. So therefore, these are the solutions to the given quadratic equation. So minus 4 and positive 2. Lastly, example in this session. So we'll have number 3, x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equals to 0. Solution. So first define product, which is given by a times c. A is 1, coefficient of x squared, and then c is 9. So we get 9. Sum is coefficient of x, which is b, and this is minus 6. So we need to get the two numbers, which will give us minus 6 as sum, product 9. So just write the value of your product 9 and list the factors. So you have plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 9 itself. And then ask yourself, this 9 will be given by which pair, product of which pairs? If I pick 1, I take it with 9. If I pick negative 1, I take it with negative 9. If I pick 3, I take with positive 3. If I pick minus 3, I pick with minus 3. And then each of these pairs, eliminate those ones that doesn't give you the given sum. So 1 plus 9 is 10, so it cannot be the sum minus 6. Minus 1 plus minus 9 is minus 10. 3 plus 3 is positive 6. Minus 3 plus minus 3 is what gives me 6. So therefore the numbers are minus 3 and minus 3. So come and divide this quadratic as x squared minus 3x plus 9 equals to 0. So do the pairing. Common here is x minus 3 into x minus 3 equals to 0. So this implies that x minus 3 times another x minus 3 is given by 0. So which means x minus 3 is 0, or just x minus 3 is also 0. So which means x equals to 3 or x equals to 3. So this is a case of what we call a repeated root. So thus we say hence x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals to 0 has only one solution. X equals to 3. This is what we call repeated root. So we give more examples in the next session. Thank you.